Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 404.
2 minutes.
No, you have...
Oh, wait, I'm not even logged into my nightmare account.
What do you mean less than 2 minutes? We're live, baby, we're live.
DDay.
Episode 404.
Cool, man.
No,
That's a good loadout, though. You should keep that. I like that.
Yo, dude, that was legit. Let him cook.
Let him cook, yeah. I like that.
Yeah, it was...
So, ladies and gentlemen... Are you done? Can I do the intro now?
Please.
Can you at least tell us that we're live?
I did. I said we're live in 10 seconds. I wasn't...
Nobody heard you.
No?
I did. I just didn't care.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the After Action Report for DDay with the Maritime Paintball Podcast. We have some fantastic guests tonight. I am the one true king of paintball, Thomas Burke. I see him in the chat somewhere. With me, as always, is my friend to my right, my left. I don't know. He's over there. That's Brad Odell. And welcome to our radio listeners on beautiful 97.9 CHSR in Fredericton. It's nice to have you all here tonight with us. And we are talking about the DDay Tippmann Challenge that took place this weekend for our friends in Radioland. I'm going to hear all about it from some marginally famous people.
Definitely not famous.
I think it's a stretch. I think it is.
I was talking about Brad.
But, I mean...
So now, did you want to try and do the intro a little bit better? Because you can do it better than me.
Yeah, let me. If it doesn't feel right if I don't do it right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 404 of the Maritime Paintball Podcast, coming to you live, 97.9 CHSR FM in Fredericton, New Brunswick. And what's he pointing at? And we're live on Facebook, via Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So go check us out, Maritime Paintball Podcast. Come find us on the socials. You can come hang out in the chat with us, and whatnot. Nightmare's like pointing everywhere. Sorry, the artist formerly known as Nightmare is pointing everywhere. It's distracting the hell out of me.
Somebody says they're
Focus on your show, not me.
Just put my hand up. So
I love how Zach is muted. Zach, you're muted, buddy.
He's laughing.
No,
he's laughing too hard. Like Tom, the King of Paintball over there had said, we are doing the Commando Action Centre D-Day After Action or recap. After Action doesn't sound right. I don't like it. I want to do a recap. We're doing a recap.
It's a recap?
It's a recap because After Action just feels too...
Post-event clarity. That's what we're going for tonight.
I love it.
I'm having like post-event depression, so let's just deal with
that's
that
a legit
one
thing.
step at a time.
That's a legit thing.
Especially when you had what he had happen to him. I'm not pointing at that. I'm pointing at him.
So we're...
Are you pointing at your crotch?
I have no idea what's going on.
It was a sad event, I'll tell you. So yeah.
Maybe we should introduce the three floating heads that we have here on the chat with us. So we've got a big effing squad, Zach, happening over there. Hello. We've got Better Than Tonka, Leadfarmer down there. Love you, Tonka. It's a joke. I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure you can handle it.
Sure, he's aware of that.
And then we've got the artist formerly known as Nightmare PB.
You changed my name.
I'm going to go to a symbol.
And I like it.
Right? I dig it. Now he just needs a guitar.
It's going to be a symbol of me with my hand up, walking off a paintball field after all the hits I took this weekend.
Oh, buddy. It was such a good weekend, though.
It was a good weekend.
It was. So we all got to hang out, play on the same team over at Commando Action Centre in... I always say they're in Ottawa. They're technically just outside of Ottawa, right? Like they're...
It's Ottawa.
Yeah.
It's Ottawa.
It's like GTA.
Never.
Right?
Yeah, it's only like... It's not too far from it. You can call it Ottawa. It's like 20 minutes.
Sure.
It's not GTA.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, you're in Toronto, but you're not in Toronto. You're in the GTA. It's like
same, but
you're in Ottawa, but you're not in Ottawa. That's what I'm getting at.
A little bit outside of Ottawa.
Semantics.
You guys don't leave New Brunswick that often, eh?
No, because when we
only
leave,
in June.
Driving out of... Yeah.
Only the best leave New Brunswick.
And stay gone.
Yeah.
That's
The
right.
trick. The rest of them keep coming back because they can't resist whatever addiction they have in New Brunswick.
They have to go to BC first.
The Irving Forests.
We have to drive through the Irving Forest. Cameron's got my back. He's like, same way. Riverside is Moncton. So is Dieppe.
Yeah.
North side of Fredericton.
Starting to
Still
fight
the
that
capital
one.
region.
Yeah. So anyways, enough geography.
For all of our New Brunswick listeners out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Maritime
Promise
Geography
this won't
Channel.
be on the test.
I can't guarantee. So we'll Yeah, so the event was great. So we had last I checked, the numbers were around 600 to 650 people for the
Dang.
event. That was fantastic. That was super great. I don't know how do we want to do this. Let's do highlights.
Well, first of all, why don't we tell the people on the radio what exactly the D-Day Tippmann Challenge was?
It's a great idea. It's great. As you can tell, my day's been a little messy.
opening class event hosted by Commando Action Centre in Ottawa, Ontario.
Can you do that again, but with a bit more energy?
So,
That was depressing as hell.
It really was. You're just.
should I do it in Tonka fashion?
Oh my God,
listen up.
yes.
Hey, how you guys doing? I want to tell you.
I know you're tired.
D-Day.
I know it's been a hard fight.
I love you, Tonka. We're just kidding. All right, so just calm down.
Listen.
You're a big guy.
Okay.
Jay.
Would it be rude? Would it be horribly rude if we all pitched in and got Leadfarmer here? If we got him like a really, really bad spray tan, and he cosplayed as Tonka at an event.
Do you have to shave my head?
Yes, let's do it.
Yes. No. We'll get you a bald
All
cap.
cap.
Yes, I'm
All right,
down.
next D-Day, it's going to be
Fantastic.
I'll be Tonka.
Right. Except instead of having the little Tonka toy on you, we're gonna get you. What's the other company? There was a
Matchbox.
Matchbox. It'll be a Matchbox toy.
No, we'll get him a Transformer. We'll get him one of the Devastators and just pop that on his shoulder.
Yeah,
like,
I love
come on,
that.
The kid, he's a
But
child
does
of the
the-
80s. Let's do it
Does
right.
the T-shirt have to be too tight? Like, I don't feel comfortable showing that much of my body. Like,
Oh, come on now.
Well, can we get him? Can we
Don't
get one of
surprise
the?
the
We'll get him one of the costume abs.
yes,
Like we'll go
I
full
can
like
spray paint myself.
like Hulk Hogan.
Get
Careful.
myself some packs.
Jesus.
Don't say that too loud. Old Terry Boyle is a bit litigious if you say the wrong thing. So
Yeah.
let's not be doing that.
Okay. So yeah. So let's talk
fair.
the event.
Canada's biggest game.
What you gonna
Canada's
do,
biggest
brother?
game. It's open class.
Brother.
It's been going on for 20 years. Who's who is of e-celebs, like, the artist formerly known as Nightmare usually goes there. Brad Odell, the king, the big e-celebs, you know what I mean? So it's a great game, and it has been successful for many years.
Yes.
Every year,
Today was.
Maritimers
not
show
today.
up there, and they have a great time.
Let me see if I can bring my
We
mic a
tend
little bit
to,
closer.
we tend to take up a little corner at D-Day, and
It's
it
nice.
seems to get a little bit bigger every year that we've annexed, like with the assistance of our friends, the Grumpy Old Men, have showed us the way of assimilating an entire group of people. So eventually, I want to take over that whole side, like where we had Willy Wobbles against the speedball field. I want that whole section just be dominated by us.
It's the best
You know
spot.
what I'm gonna do next year? That truck that was in the middle of the staging area.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a ladder and I'm staging in the back of that truck next year.
Yeah.
What, the one from Flag Raiders?
Yeah, the old Flag Raiders truck, the one that's
Is
in the
that,
middle of the
is that
staging
where
area.
that came from?
Absolutely.
I'm getting a ladder
Flag
and I'm
Raiders?
staging there next
Yes.
year.
Dave bought the
Wow.
OG Flag Raiders truck and had it repainted in the Commando colors.
Wow.
Army green.
I love how
Wow.
that's
Yeah,
that's a
I did
bittersweet
not know
that's
that.
bittersweet knowledge, because it's
It is,
like
it's pretty sad.
on
You
one
didn't know that?
hand it's 1 second.
See, I don't consider that
pretty
bittersweet
sharp.
at all, because it's nice to when a field closes down. I love when we have like a main attraction from that field end up on another field.
Yeah.
It
Yes,
keeps
but
the
what I
spirit
mean
of
by-
Flag Raiders alive.
Yeah, but
It
it
does.
also means that
Flag
they
Raiders
don't
is
think they're
gone
going to need
forever.
that truck ever again.
I don't think they
I
are, dude.
think, I think the writing's on the wall on that one. Unfortunately,
I don't think it's on the wall anymore. I think the town straight up
Yeah,
just told them,
yeah, it's
no,
pretty
you're
sad.
never opening the field again.
I
So-
just don't understand that, man. It brings people into your town. Like, if you look at D-Day, how much money does the surrounding area make of us idiots buying adult drinks and eating out on the town?
Oh,
Yes,
man.
but the
I don't
problem
want to talk
is,
about the bill we paid at Moxie's, man.
yeah, that was
That
wild.
was-
The problem though is that the old white dudes are. It's not a golf course, so they don't understand.
Golf courses and cemeteries, the two biggest wastes of real estate in the world.
Yeah,
Country clubs.
So yeah, so the event was huge. The attractions we had Intensity Customs, super great people, awesome dudes.
Awesome people.
We had I took a picture of it. The Peace of Mind, was it the Peace of Mind tattoo truck?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it was
Yeah.
the Peace Machine.
The Peace Machine.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
She was awesome.
I should have got a tattoo. I think that would have been cool. Like getting a tattoo in the back of someone's van.
It was the
Like,
Peace
that
Machine.
sounds like some straight up Philippines level.
It, honestly, it was really pro. It really was.
Yeah.
They did a
It
fantastic
looked very
job.
clean. It looked, it was professional. Don't
She
get
was
me
very
wrong.
clean. She was very professional. She was very friendly and nice. She said she's going back next year, so maybe I'll get her to add a little crown to my stick man.
Next year. I'm
Ooh.
definitely getting the tattoo. Next year.
I was
She booked up
offered
fast.
the opportunity to be part of somebody's tattoo, though. Turtle
Yeah.
asked me if I was willing to sign his butt cheek and then go get it tattooed.
You didn't? What's wrong with you?
I felt bad, man, knowing that my sloppy signature was on someone's magnificent butt. I just
There's
don't
so
know
many
if I
things I
could
wanna
have.
say,
I'm
but I
pretty
don't
sure
remember
you would have
myself.
signed paper and let her transfer it. I don't think I would have even. Listen. I am vain and I
My
love
signature
myself,
is
but I wasn't signing Turtle's
atrocious.
butt.
That
That's
tattoo
not-
would be a nightmare.
Oh,
I have kids. It's a dad joke.
It's okay.
It see
We've
wobbles.
We've been ranting and raving, and let's maybe start at the beginning of all this, Bradley,
Yes.
so that we can get a nice timeline because we've mentioned Willie Wobbles and the Flag Raiders truck and Tonka's.
Yeah, we're
beautiful
kind of all
tan.
over the place. So let's reel it in a little bit. So yeah, the event, 600 to 650 plus people, put on at Commando Action Centre. It's an absolute blast. And sorry, my headphones are way too loud. There we go. And
first world problem.
it really is. So it's technically 2 days. So Saturday was what? We had little skirmishes. So they had some magfib paintball going on. We had some airsoft rentals going on. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. We had there was some food. Like they said, a food truck was coming, but it was instead of bringing their truck, they just set up like a little like outdoor restaurant kind of thing, like like
Oh, neat.
Like a cafeteria.
yeah, it was cafeteria style,
They
right?
were really good.
It was
That
good.
Pulled pork was fantastic until I went to number 1 Gom Way and had one that was
Better.
vastly superior. But only tasted a little bit like gravel.
Only a little. And then there was some, there's some open class. There was some speedball skirmishes happening. There was actually speedball CPSs, so Capital Paintball Series. They were doing an actual private skirmish just a couple of fields away from us, so that was pretty cool. Got some great photos of everybody. It was awesome. And then there
Those
was
guys
lots of
were
like,
super nice and inviting.
yeah,
They let Willie Wobbles come on the
Oh
field.
no, that wasn't
and,
CPS.
Oh, that wasn't CPS?
No, the field directly next to us was just open skirmishes. It was the next field over that if you watched them, they were doing like 1v1s and whatnot. What are you doing? What's this for? What's this?
Do you want to say something? Speak.
I don't know.
Listen
man.
here in your red
I'm
glasses,
just having fun.
you washed out, back shadowed.
I
Yeah,
thought
I'm
you were
calling
gonna
you
call
out.
him a washed-up YouTuber. Like I was like, "Ow, man, that's going a little harsh."
washed
considering
up.
the
Dude,
farmer's
dude,
like right down
Hey,
there.
hey! The truth hurts, man. Come
No,
on.
not washed up, washed out.
Watch that.
Oh, okay, that makes a little more sense.
His light's too bright. Anyways, yeah, and then Saturday night there's the players party, which is fantastic. Big bonfire. We had disco.
That was a good time.
Wasn't really disco so much as it was just not rock music for the first time in 10 years.
It was 80s. It was
it was
DJ.
like
I played against the
I
DJ. couple
enjoyed that
weeks ago.
music.
Yeah, it was a good
It was
time.
good.
I was vibing for.
Oh,
a
I
sober
loved
dude.
it. I loved it. Don't like Dave, love you, man, and I love me some 70s, 80s metal and rock.
Don't watch your filthy mouth with me in this room. I don't want to hear it. Don't be mean about the.
But when
80s
you're
or
talking
80s
about the
hair metal.
general public, not everybody just wants to groove to Black Sabbath.
I mean,
Iron
that's
Maiden.
that's a little unfortunate. Iron Maiden. It's a little unfortunate that they don't like that, but.
So
We asked those people to leave.
Generally, but it is an open class event, so we have to welcome them in.
that's what I mean. That's what I
The
mean.
player party was fun.
It was
We
fun.
always have a good time.
Mhm.
There was soda pop and cigars had by all.
Mhm.
And then the bonfire itself, where Dave decided to hand you and I a bundle of Roman candles
Yeah.
and let us shoot at a structure covered
That was
in
very
gasoline.
safe. It
That
looked
was
safe, by the way.
that was wild
He
because
asked me if I was sober, and I was, because I was the sober one, and I was the one who got to fire some rockets at things.
It was pretty cool because he literally just said, "Come with me." We're like, "Okay," expecting to lift something. Like I'm following him, thinking like, "Man, I hope it's not too like labor intensive." I'm in flip flops.
And then they went through a
Hunt again.
training program where they had to be taught how to safely handle fireworks in the situations that could involve other people.
You mean like if you threw one of the bundles into the fire and it accidentally discharged just slightly to the left of the crowd?
Well, the
Slightly.
crowd,
And then
the crowd can
Dave,
move
and then
over.
into Dave?
Yeah, that was on purpose though.
I may or may not have that recorded.
I have that recorded, all of it.
That may or may not ever see the light of day.
It will.
It
on my
looks
page.
cool, but it's very incriminating.
Oh my
I'm like,
Gosh, it was dangerous. It was so funny.
You ever seen a firework ricochet off a flip flop?
Was that a ricochet or did he just kick it?
Yeah,
No,
he probably
I
just kicked
think
it.
he kicked
Like,
it.
nope.
Cameron said it.
Cameron says it was in self-defense.
That Roman candle got uppity and it attacked Dave. Dave had to take it out.
That's exactly it. So then
Fight
next,
fire with Dave.
We didn't have fight fire with Dave.
so next,
We did miss the presence of the great Marie, because every year Marie tries to get out of having to hang out with us at D-Day. So last year she tried to she took the tip of her finger off. This year she threw herself down a flight of stairs. I don't think she wants us to go back, Brad. I'm getting that impression.
yeah, we're going back.
All right, sorry, Dave. You might be a widower, bud. We're gonna do our best.
So
Put a mattress at the bottom of the
that
stairs,
yeah,
bud.
so
Like,
that sucked. Hopefully she has a speedy recovery.
I heard from her today. She's feeling a lot better. She's a little banged up, but I mean, she still showed up that day. It happened the morning of Friday. She was still there Friday afternoon. Saturday morning, she was there, and then did listen to reason and go and seek medical attention. And she was back that afternoon.
Yeah.
Like, Marie is a monster of running events. So
She's a champ, man.
God,
Yep.
I love her.
She did text
They're
me
wonderful
around
people.
4:00. I think she sent me a text like, "Hey, Led, the King of Brad left." I said they just left. She'll be like, "I'll be at the field in 4 minutes."
That's fair. That's
I don't know what
fair.
that means.
I wouldn't blame her.
No, that's fair, and that's exactly how long it takes for that little
And
electric
she
buggy
came
to get down
jogging
from the
down
house.
the hill.
She came jogging.
She was jogging in flip-flops.
In flip
She wore a pair of Dave's.
What?
Dave flip flops, yeah.
Oh,
Wild.
man.
So Sunday rolls around, and that's the big game. We're talking what, 600 plus people on the field, 300 per team,
At least.
at least, and
Yeah.
that game did not go how I thought it would.
It was better than it went better than I thought it was going to be honest.
How did you think it was going to go, Brad?
I was expecting a lot more stuck at the 50 throwing paint back and forth. But
Dude, it's never like that ever.
It's always like
the
that.
last. No, it's not.
Somebody gets
The way
pushed
that-
into spawn and they get pushed out.
Whoever is on Hamburger Hill side usually gets pushed in every
That's true.
time.
That's true.
And that's because you have from the spawn, you have a quick access across the D-Day hill into Hamburger Hill. So you have a team that has a slight incline that they got to go up, opposed to a team that has a steep incline.
True.
So by the time they come up over the top of that hill, they're already gassed. And I know this because we started on that side.
and
Me
we were
Rob,
gassed going
the
up
rabbit,
that hill.
Yeah, you get gassed. You get up top, and all of a sudden they're there, and we got stuck there. The difference is we pushed through. We just grabbed everybody and said, "Hey, respawn's 50 feet behind. Just push."
just throw
we go
bodies
through the
at the
line.
problem.
To be honest with you,
Yeah,
we got there first. Like when we started running up Hamburger Hill, I was one of the first guys that crossed the tree line. And then
Yeah.
as we saw the yellow team, I'm not taking shots at our amazing red team, but a lot of them stopped at the tree line and stopped.
yeah.
That
then
I
happens.
think
Me-
it's a very instinctual thing in paintball, though.
Yeah.
A lot of people, as soon as they see the enemy,
They just
they
stopped.
stop
look for
rather
cover.
than try to gain ground and like push up closer.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, I see someone. I'm going to stop."
Or they see the first bunker. The first bunker they see,
that's-
they get to that, and they
and-
they,
yeah.
just, they
And
stop.
that's the problem with a lot of players. That they think the beginning of those games is all about shooting. No, it's about getting real estate. It's about taking those good bunkers,
Yeah, real estate.
good
100%.
angles, and you also want to fight on flat ground. You don't want to be fighting downhill or, stuck on Hamburger Hill. So a lot of guys stopped,
Yeah.
and then I went back to try to get people to push. And I think this is where we were stuck for 2 hours maybe,
Yeah.
where the yellow team really was super aggressive, and they did a pretty good job like for 2 hours, and then everything changed.
Yep.
Yeah,
After
so it
the
was
second
all
hour,
just
another
before
game.
lunch, and it all flipped all at once, and the momentum just shifted. You, I watched a whole bunch of times running. Led would run up and grab people, or he would run up to Tonka and he'd be like, "Okay, this is what's going on," and Tonka would look at him, "Okay," and then he'd run off and go do whatever the hell Leadfarmer said. And
Tonka was awesome. I wanted to come on the show. Be honest, I sent a text to Brad because at first I told him I don't want to do the podcast, but I wanted to come in just to give a lot of respect to Tonka, to be honest, because who wants to listen to me? All right, that's why. Because every advice I gave him, he was smart enough to listen and use other people's. No, that's not what I mean. But he used a lot of people's experience.
I get you.
Right?
I get you.
He used that to his advantage, which means he's a smart commander. Right? It's my home field. I've been playing there for over 10 years. I've played DDay for 10 times straight. So he listened to what I had to say. He listened to Brad, he listened to Tom, he listened to a lot of people, and you know what? He used that and he won. And I told him last year we played against you, me and Brad, and and the King and Zach, and you lost. This year you're smart. You got us on your side. That's the only reason why he won.
I don't think so.
He doesn't think so because Zach wasn't there last year. Had Zach been there, Tonka might have won.
Zach was there last year.
Where
Zach
you
was
there?
there.
No, I
Oh
wasn't
wait,
there
no, it was
last
2 years
year.
ago.
Oh, yeah.
DDay last year.
Yeah,
I
I
would've
haven't
You were there
talked-
for my last year.
Yeah, that's right. For your last year, he was there.
Well, see, he knew I wasn't going to be there last year, so he's like, "There's no point in me even showing up." It's just meant to be, man.
I'm a fanboy. Whatever.
Oh, we got a massive comment just came through.
Jerry,
So
regarding players who just stop when they see a target, a lot of more experienced players and the generals assume that everyone knows the game, the mission, and communicates. Unfortunately, that is not the case. There's a lot of new players who don't get the mission briefing because it's not explained in the newcomer, and so they just show up and shoot paint and hope for the best.
okay, yes,
That is right.
yes, but
Yeah, that is
also
right.
It's me.
Very accurate statement.
there is no way, there is not a snowball's chance in hell that any general anywhere in a paintball game can control 300 players. 10,
No, that's the
you're
problem.
lucky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
10 you could
No.
do. 20, you're lucky. But as soon as you get past that 30, 40, 50 people, you could give the briefing and 90% of them look at you and go, uh-huh, and then veer off in the opposite direction you just told them to. Like, that's what's going to happen.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is like herding cats, but
Guilty.
I do agree with Jerry that if you saw at the end of the day, when they asked how many people were like first timers, there was a lot of first timers.
Well, there was a lot of
no big
first-timers to
mistake.
D-Day,
So
but they
good.
were all experienced players.
I don't know. We don't know
So,
that they
well,
were all
yeah, I guess we don't
experienced
know.
players, so
There was
it
a
is
lot of
true.
rentals on the field. I mean,
Mhm.
I noticed quite
Oh,
a
yeah.
few.
There was a
Yeah.
lot this year,
Um,
which is cool. That means a lot of new faces came out, and I hope a lot of them had fun. I assume
It's
that a
like
lot
that
of
every
them
year,
did.
though.
Honestly-
D-Day is known
Great
to
day.
have a lot of players playing for the first time during D-Day. Especially
Because,
locals,
I mean-
they come in for the first time.
frankly, as big of a
Yeah,
game as
like
D-Day is, it's also a great opportunity for a player to play the first time. Because you can, if you want to get into the firefights, you want to get into the mess, you can. You push up and you can put yourself in a position where you're going to get shot from all sides. Or you can inch your way up the field and get into smaller firefights along the way. You really do have like a buffet of options
You
as
can
a
try
new
every style of
as a new
paintball.
player. Exactly. Yeah.
You really can.
True.
Right.
There was so many times, man, where like I love playing D-Day, but it's so hard to move. I love getting those flanks. I love taking the path less traveled and showing up on the other side of the field in traditional surprise mother effer kind of way. That center part of the field where there wasn't a whole lot of people, like that really wooded, swampy, very wet area that like people without waterproof boots are not going to go through. Man, me and Wolf crawling through that all day long was so much fun.
Yeah,
Highlight
that's-
of the day.
Paintballers
Anytime.
always take the path of least resistance. Always. Like,
It's true.
it really is.
Like,
They
there
just
was-
they don't want to get that dirty, right? So,
Well, man, there was one moment where, and I think this is going to stick with me forever now. We were trudging through the swamp, and I was belly crawling, which I haven't done in probably 5 years of paintball. And suddenly I was like, man, I feel like Wolf right now. I feel like, the way he plays in his videos. And the next thing I hear is, "You're out, player." And I'm like, what the hell was that? I look over, there's Wolf 5 feet up from
That's a
me.
good
I was
impression
like,
of Wolf.
no way. So here we are just belly crawling along together. It was It
Great
was such a
minds, right?
cool
Great
moment,
minds.
man. It
He
was,
he did that to me. We were in a part of the field where we were actually getting pushed back. It was fun. Like there was a proper like fight happening and we were losing ground. So, there was a bit of a panic there. And the man just materialized out of a tree. Like, and I don't know how, he just like
does that.
showed up and I
Yeah,
was
he
like,
does.
"What up, dude?" He's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "We got this, that, and the other thing." And he's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then he dematerialized back into a tree. And then I didn't see him for like half an hour.
It's that camo he wears, man. It blends in so well with the foliage.
Yeah.
Like it truly does. That dye cam is amazing.
I was thinking that because I saw him at one point like lying down on dirt, which you'd think like the dark green and the dark dirt of a boreal forest, like in Ottawa and at Commando, would not
Yep.
work, but it did. I don't know how.
Well, how many players? Well, you got to think. A lot of people get tunnel vision in paintball.
Everybody.
A lot of us just look at where our barrel's aiming, and we don't really look for movement, right? So, it's so like I wear black and tan in the woods, and there's times where people don't even see me, and I'm like, how did you not see me? I'm wearing black and tan with a mirrored lens, but it's
Crown.
tunnel vision.
Giant
Oh,
yellow
are we talking
jersey,
about our
a crown.
costumes now?
Oh, how do people sometimes? We're talking about paintballers getting tunnel vision, and for those of you just joining us on beautiful 97.9 FM CHSR in Fredericton, we're talking about the D-Day game that we just got back from this weekend, and our fantastic costumes. We had bananas, we had tutus, we had crowns, we had wolves, we had a tiger.
there was a
panda bear?
TIWG.
Shout out to Banana Man.
The
Shout
banana
out to
run
Banana
in the final game was really funny. At one point, like, we were talking about Wolf. I was in the final battle. We were just throwing paint, and I turn around, and there's Wolf walking over, and he goes, "Where are we going for supper?" It's a hell of a question to ask right now. And he's like, I don't know. Go ask Brad. And we'll ask Brad after. He goes, "Okay," and he just turns around and walks away. I presume to go talk to Brad and have a conversation with him about supper. And he's just walking along, big, and he's just shooting as he goes.
Yeah,
Tom just stops and looks.
the final battle. Oh, before we get to the final battle, I want to talk about.
I wouldn't call it that, to be honest.
Well, yeah, before the slaughter, I actually felt bad. I really did. But there was.
But be honest, did you really feel bad? People are
I did.
saying that you were dancing, singing "Ole, ole, ole."
I was.
Ole.
I was dancing and I
actually-
was singing.
I missed that. Are you kidding me?
You did. It was awesome. There's
Oh,
pictures of it.
There's actually a picture of me and Led both are same arm in the air, and you can tell we're dancing and we're singing "Ole, ole, ole, ole,
Ole, ole, ole.
ole,"
That's
like
it.
dancing on the
Next
field.
year, I'm hitting up the final battle.
Dude,
I can't
dude.
not be a part of that.
You missed
I
out.
don't know why you're not.
But before the final battle, before the slaughter there, one thing that they did differently for D-Day this year, which is very, very strange, even though I took advantage of it, and it was not properly explained to everybody. So that's a little bit of a hiccup. But the idea was with the slapsticks, which are like flags. For anybody who doesn't know what that is, slapstick, you basically hit it and it turns yellow on one side, hit it turns red on the other. It's basically a PVC pipe inside of a pipe. Yeah, there. Led's doing a visual demonstration on an audio-based platform.
For all of you on the radio, you'll definitely understand what's going on.
So that's a slapstick ASMR.
Bark twice if you're in Wisconsin.
And so it's normally you'd run at it, you get shot, you're out. But the rules were as long as you had forward momentum, you could keep going, and the hits didn't count. The other team, I don't think, knew that because I ran. I even asked a ref before I did it. I was like, "Hey ref, can I do this?" And he's like, "I'm not sure. Why don't you ask Corey?" And then hands me a ref radio. so
I was genuinely surprised when you told me that was the rule because that kind of stuff's my jam.
Yeah. So
When I told Corey we were going to do it, keep going.
Yeah. So I got on the radio and I asked. I was like, "Hey Corey," I was like, "You copy?" And he's like, "Yeah, go for Corey." I'm like, "Yeah, it's Brad. I've taken your ref's radio. Can I do this?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then the next thing I hear is, "Attention all refs, like be aware." like I don't think he explained it to the refs even. So I run at it. I get to the first slapstick. I'm hit a couple times, but I just keep going, just keep sprinting. Don't slow down. Hit the second one. And you know that the other team had no idea what was going on and were just treating me like a cheater because the second I turned around and put my hands up, I got annihilated. like I'm walking back, like I'm out. It's just like whap, 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 all over my back, and I'm like, get it out, boys, just get it out. I
I
understand.
got it on my head cam. I was right behind you, and it's gonna be part of my highlight reel.
I can't wait to see it.
So he comes back to the pit and he tells me this because, again, anybody who's seen me at DDay, I will walk into any amount of guns because I'm kind of stupid. And I look at Corey, I'm like, is that true? Thank you. And he goes, yeah, it's true. I'm like, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. And he goes, Tom, he goes, one, we're not making anyone do this. I went, well, no, I mean, I'm stupid, but I'll do it, but I'm not going to ask anyone to do it. And he goes, number two, when he counts the points, it's every 30 minutes. It's within a 3 or 5 minute window.
Yeah, you don't know when.
Does it on the minute. So you can be running in there and just getting the hell shot out of you for nothing. Just to have them flap the flag back and you lose, you're all bruised up from being stupid.
Worth it.
Keep the flags red.
It was worth it. It was fun.
And Corey,
kind of dumb, but
afterwards, Corey came and found me, and he was like, how'd that go? I was like, going great. It went great. He goes, cool. He says, just so you're aware, please don't just sprint the whole field and get them all in one go. I was like, Corey, first of all, do you think
momentum, baby?
Right? Yeah. I was like, Corey, first of all, I would do that. Second of all, though, I can't physically do that. Do I look like I could run across the entirety of D-Day?
vastly overestimating any of our abilities to run.
I was like, the
They
paint
did not say that you had to run. They just said forward momentum.
That's
So you could
true.
walk the
You
whole field.
could.
True.
But if you
can.
flinched hard enough, the refs could pull you. If you flinched hard enough.
Oh, if
So,
you
like-
flinch hard enough. Okay.
So like if you're running and you get hit and you flinch, like I got hits, right? So like boom, my shoulder went back a little bit and I just kept going. That's fine. But they said like if you curl up, like if you bring your arms over your chest and you're just like you're high, you know what I mean? Like and you keep running but your head is down.
Devious.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Good. They should call that.
It's like
That's the
Rochambeau
point.
rules.
That's the point of it. If you can take the pain, you earn the flag.
I like how we're all laughing at the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
In my defense,
Those
my
are-
name was Tonka. They changed it to better than.
I don't know what he's talking about. He did it himself. So
I don't know how to use StreamYard.
yeah, so that and we also
This
we
wasn't
forgot
my doing.
we forgot an attraction. We had Jed, the mechanical bull, which
Oh, yeah.
God.
Oh,
The shoulder
I
dislocated.
held out a lot longer than I thought I was. I got up there. Now the only problem though
were
is
you expecting 3 seconds instead of 2?
hey,
That's what she said.
it's such low hanging fruit that was
Brittany, I saw
rotten.
you in the chat. We're gonna need some verification on that later. There was Jed the mechanical bull. We had the tattoo booth. We had Intensity Customs. Jed is always fun.
Yeah.
People thought they had to pay to ride Jed.
Everyone, yeah, they were like, "How much is it?" And we're like, "It's
so
free,"
ride
and
it.
their eyes lit up. Don't wear paintball pants when you're riding a mechanical bull. It turns out the material that they make paintball pants out of has no friction against plastic.
No.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Here's one.
Photo booth too. Did you mention the photo booth?
The photo booth. You know
There was
what?
a photo booth, that's
The
right.
photo booth did not get used by me.
It should have been where it usually is, by the stage.
Yes, it was
Yeah,
a little
They
bit
should have
out of
had
the
it more
way.
central.
Yeah.
Now, what happened was that location the photo booth set up in was originally supposed to be the brewery. It was supposed to be one of
didn't show up.
Stray Dog Brewing.
Brewery?
We're not gonna say. Who cares what their name was?
There was supposed to be a brewery.
There was a brewery
Yeah,
last
but
year.
for some reason
And-
they canceled, and we don't know. Why.
Yeah, we don't know. They didn't show up,
Called
so
in sick.
it sucks. But it is what it is.
This
you know.
was hilarious. The boys
Yeah.
who saw this one, the portable bunker that these animals.
That-
I missed this.
Brad,
I
tell
got
your
the
Brad got a
story.
story, yeah.
You
Brad
tell
told
me
this
what you saw,
story
Brad.
so well.
So
I got the video for this.
So yeah, Zach was there with me most for all of these stories, so there is video proof of everything.
I would love to see it.
So excuse me.
You're excused.
I should have hit the cough button. My bad. Yeah, we're out in the woods and we're just shooting stuff and we're making headway. This is shortly after I had slapped both slapsticks to the color red, and then they were too afraid to take them back from us. they were trying to make headway. They kept going to this one particular bush, and we just kept lighting up the bush every time. Like, they'd crawl into it, and they're just like, paint would just fly in there, and then you see dudes walk out. But then this square, just lumbered forward, and everyone's shooting at it, and then these little flaps opened up, and it was like these little flaps opened up, and we're like, and then paint would come out of them. And then the flap would close, and then we'd shoot it, and it just kept coming, and it kept coming, and everyone's like, what is that? Like, everyone thought it was a tank, but then you realize that it was getting picked up and moved, and then put back down, and then we thought, did they pick up a bunker? Did they pick up a building? Like, what is this?
Like Solid Snake?
Yeah, like... so,
Yeah, they solid snaked it. That's the best way to describe it.
and then Tonka, who is not pleased by this, he is actually, you could tell that... You could tell that he is not happy at all. He storms out across the field and just,
Thanks, Polar Knights.
out of nowhere, just storms across, getting shot. He's just like, bop, 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 bop. And he just keeps walking. And he walks over. And, of course, Tonka's he's jacked, right? We can't get around
Not
that.
a
The man
little
is
guy.
jacked.
Yeah.
He grabs it with one and just one-hands it. And just, it's gone. And it turns out it's made of cardboard. So, I mean, one-handing it's not that impressive. But ultimately, it's just gone. And there's like 4 to 6 people, there are 4 or 5 people in there, all crouched, and they don't see him coming because they got the flaps closed. They can't see out when the flaps are closed, so it's just like gone. And then it's like cockroaches when you turn on a light. They just scattered into the forest. And we were all,
He
but
was hot when he came back from that.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was
And we
not
were all
happy.
watching him, right? So there's a bunch of us in the woods. We're all like speedballers. Like, we're all sitting there with these guns, and we're just looking at him. We're like, what is he doing? And then he pulls it off. We see the players just... just like 60 players just aimed at one location, just ripped everything
I
apart.
hope you've got that on video.
I was like, you can see leaves like coming off the trees surrounding the
Yeah,
area.
Landers mean.
Good for you, Tonka.
I mentioned that I am still the true king of paintball. I got to duel with the Kaiser. Well, his representative, Thomas Burke. They do have it recorded, and the Kaiser has promised a response video for my victory. They were not satisfied that pistol whipping my opponent is apparently not acceptable.
I disagree. I think
not
pistol
my
whipping
fault
was
that I
perfect.
If it wasn't in the rules, if it wasn't stated specifically in the rules that you couldn't do it, you could.
That's what they said about the portable bunker. They were like, nobody said we couldn't.
Listen,
And we're like,
that's
okay, cool,
D&D.
but there was also no rule saying that Tonka couldn't rip it to shreds either. So, like,
So we had the lads from C1.
Did he have forward momentum while doing it, though?
yes,
Yes, he did.
the entire way.
Did not stop. I don't even have to see the video to know that when Tonka went for that thing, he was not happy, and he moved with precision and determination and took the shots.
Yeah.
We had the C1D lads there. We had Rhino. Didn't send a couple of the NFT lads. We had the frontline lads. God, who else did we see there?
Maribel Army. Nobody gave those guys a shout out.
Dude,
They-
that's the
because
only
Only
not.
thing Tonka
they-
failed.
most
That's
of
why
their
I'm better than
numbers-
Tonka, I'm gonna say.
They were
Shout
not
out to
there in
Maribel
force.
We didn't just get the Mirabelle Army. We didn't get the whole Mirabelle Army. The ones we got were the craziest, most savage group of Mirabelle Army members you could get.
I don't know. I
I
think
got to play with them for the first time, and they were
I've seen a more
something else.
savage group of Mirabelle Army come by. Like those guys, they were good and they played hard and they were aggressive. But man, like there was one year there was a dude who easily pushing 300 plus pounds in a single one, like a Borat thong. That's all the man wore.
I think that was 2019.
Yeah,
That's all you need.
like they were savage. They were intense. This year they were kind of, I don't know, they weren't as loud and rowdy. But I think it's
Well,
because
No, it's a smaller number this year. Usually they come in like
Well,
80 players.
OPL
This-
was
they were like 40.
OPL was this weekend, this past weekend.
Yeah.
It was the same weekend as D-Day.
Yeah.
So we lost a lot of players to OPL. So
I feel like our team was pretty stacked, though. When I looked around, I could tell who was who. Like, there was no guessing who these players were. Like, obviously, like there's a few rentals and there's people that you may not know. But I looked around, like, oh, there's the Maritimers. Oh, there's Maribel Army. Oh, there's the other YouTubers. It's just like there was always somebody I recognized somewhere on our side.
There's a dude in a banana costume.
we were we were stacked with personality for sure.
Not much talent in the way of paintballing, but
No, just personality, just straight personality.
It was, but honestly, I felt like you're not wrong. I think after the first quarter of the day, so by near the end of the first half of the day of Sunday, we had pushed them back pretty far. And then after lunch, their numbers dropped. I think we seriously outnumbered them after lunch.
yeah.
Yes, and I was somebody who I was asked to switch, and I did not switch.
That's fine.
I'm going to tell you why.
These colors don't run, son.
No, because I'm going to compare this.
AKA, I'm not switching to the losing team.
No. Honestly, I played for Tonka. I thought he was going to lose. I told him that like at 8 a.m, and I was wrong.
I think we all said the same thing.
Right? Because we played with the underdog, right? But I think the fact is that the numbers stayed balanced. The only difference is a lot of the yellow team players were chilling in the parking lot from 1:30 till they left.
I saw a lot of yellow players chowing down on poutine. Not a good time when it's 30 degrees out and you're trying to play paintball.
Rhino just made a good point that heat in the afternoon really did not do anybody any favors.
Yeah, but that affected everybody. That didn't affect one team. You can't say, oh, the heat affected one team more than the other.
I didn't say it affected one team or the other. I'm just saying it was wicked.
But that's what
for
he's
all
saying.
of us.
The time that heat on our side kicked our butts. What heat? You mean the heat, the generic temperature of the air? Doesn't work that way.
See, I think one of the things that plays a large factor into D-Day and the swings within the day is the demoralization factor. As soon as one team, and this happens every year, starts getting their holy crap kicked in, and I've been on the receiving end of it, it's not fun, but it happens. Suddenly, you lose one player, and then 5, and then 10, and then 25, and it's like an exponential graph of failure. You know what I mean? It just the crack is there, and it's just getting bigger. You don't have the drive to get back when your team's just getting pushed. One
person gets demoralized, who demoralizes 2, and they each demoralize 2, and you basically get a pyramid scheme of really like burnt out players.
That's one of the reasons, though.
You have to motivate each other.
You really do. It sucks.
But another reason is they played. A lot of those guys played McFed on Saturday. They played really hard. They were camping. They had a couple of drinks.
That is one thing that I don't.
You're tired.
Think I can do.
Dehydrated.
That is a part of it. Yes, 100%.
They had some brisket, some smoked chicken, and they just.
Did most of Yellow camp? Did that maybe cause an issue? Because like if most of Yellow camped, they'd be tired. Like I don't care who you are, you don't sleep well at that kind of a camping event, right? You might get to sleep by 2 o'clock in the morning, and then you're back up at 5 a.m. because the sun's shining through your tent. You know, and you're having a rough go. That's why, like, I know we were talking about going like back and forth to the Airbnb. Like we're like, okay, we want to stay on the field next year. But we're doing it in style.
Oh yeah, you mean like a Prius? No, get RV easy, baby.
Yeah.
One of those.
We're getting an RV parked on the field.
Yeah.
Man,
that's the way to do it.
Man, we worked it out.
Legit.
It's cheaper than a hotel.
It is. $500 it was for 2 days.
Yeah.
And they park it for you.
Yeah,
exactly.
They deliver it. They clean it out.
What?
Septic and everything.
Let's go.
Right?
So if anybody wants to,
hey,
listen, come to the joust. That's what we're doing on the 23rd. I have one drop there because, like I have space. So if somebody wants to come up and crash with us, give me a shout. We're gonna be
dibs. I'm calling it right now. Dibs.
Right,
Dibs. Okay.
Zach. Led.
By the way, does anybody have a speedball gun I can borrow? Because I don't want to use a box mag during this tournament.
Grumpy old man. Mike needs a marker.
Although I thought about it, I was like, you know how cool it would be to like at least win one game with a box mag. Like,
honestly, they'd probably let you. It's just a fun 1v1 tournament. I mean, there's some.
Yeah, totally. But it would just be funny. You know what I mean? Like showing up, like, here's my box mag.
They would absolutely
just a ha-ha
do
factor, right?
I'm positive they would think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
But after I get smoked after the first round, I'd have to switch to a hopper. I'd be like, no, screw this.
Absolutely. Do it for the lulz the one time, right? And then move on.
Yeah.
How much paint does the box mag hold?
300.
300, yeah.
Okay, so that's like what, 2 hoppers worth?
Yeah, a
No.
little less than
Yeah,
2.
almost.
Hopper and change.
Oh, maybe.
You can put 200 balls in a hopper.
Yeah,
I don't
my
know.
my.
But they can also load a hopper faster than I could ever do that.
Yes.
Ever.
Yeah, I don't think it's an advantage.
what the
No.
hopper or the box bag?
I think the box mag's a massive disadvantage.
Well,
in this
yeah,
scenario.
it absolutely is.
That's why we
bigger,
said
heavier
it's a
joke.
Oh, I thought they weren't letting you.
Oh no! These guys
they
are
would think it's
great.
funny.
I've talked to a few of them. They're absolutely hilarious. Like,
They'd be
Alright,
totally
alright.
down with it.
I'm catching up.
if they were
Hold
like,
on.
"Man, you want to rock mags? Go right ahead."
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like why wouldn't?
No mags.
Right? You
Oh, you
you
want to run
paid
10-round tubes? Okay.
yeah, you paid to enter this
I'm going
tournament.
slingshot, baby.
Okay.
Pulling
Right?
out the airbow.
Yeah.
No.
Greg is saying too hot, too hot. It
Guys-
wasn't that hot this year. It was
was
warm.
actually-
right?
was.
But
I
last
thought
Okay.
it
year,
was muggy. I thought
Last
it, I
year
thought
was
it was
hot.
warm.
last
Oh,
year
last
was
year
like
was brutal.
Last year was
40
brutal.
degrees.
This,
The year before was pretty
Okay.
hot.
I want to give a shout out to Xfog though, because they saved me on this event, man. That was muggy, and I didn't fog up once. Hashtag by Xfog.
So
Like
10%
seriously.
off.
my
We're
honestly
gonna
for
get to the sponsor reel in a minute. Don't worry.
for
No
how
promo
for how muggy it was, I was really surprised. The grills, the 2.0 grills that I was wearing, no fog whatsoever, and it got so bad. At one point, my nose got itchy, like on the bridge of my nose, so I just kind of like wiggled my mask, right, just kind of scratch
sweat.
that. No, but as soon as I did,
Ew.
I could feel water run
Oh.
down my face.
When you squished the foam.
The foam was so wet, it actually like I was a little
It was
scared
so
to breathe
funny.
through my nose because I was like, there's so much water now, like on the edge of my nose. I'm scared I'm gonna drown a little bit.
I hated putting my mask back on between rounds.
Okay, I'm a sick
Like
when
when I walked
human
off
being.
the reload, I was like,
There's
Ugh.
I have this. Okay,
oh, I don't want to know about your fetish, bro.
no, it's not that.
This is a family paintball show.
It's really not. It
Lies.
If you're telling me
Lies.
how wet your face
Not
gets,
really.
I don't want to hear
no,
it.
no. But taking the mask off, like getting off the field, taking the mask off, and then swinging it around, right, and then leaving it alone, and then going back on the field, and it's still damp, but it's kind of cool. It doesn't feel
You're
bad.
disgusting.
Meanwhile,
it's
the
terrible.
guys
I sweat.
in
Who
front of you and
cares?
Behind you are wet now.
Yeah, that's their problem.
He's swinging it around, and everyone's just like, "Is it raining?"
Oh, gross.
It's just the scene from Spaceballs, or not Spaceballs, from Airplane, just the water
Yeah.
running down his face.
I do want to give a big shout out to honestly like Tonka and Pat McGooey. I think they're a great choice for commanders.
Yes.
Mature, they made sure everybody had a good time. They were talking where
Yep.
it sucks for Pat that he lost a lot of players the second half. I wish he didn't because it would have been a even better fight. So big shout out to both of them. I think Commando did a great job to pick those mature people to command. But my only issue with the game, I'll be honest, I don't like the format. I never have. I missed the original D-Day. I missed the
Running up the hill.
Axis or allies get off the boat. We're on top. We're defending. Your spawn is in the forest. I missed that because I didn't get to play on army base. It was completely excluded from the event. I missed the tanks. I missed the paratroopers. The
I
ambushes.
missed the tanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because honestly, all the elements that make this event a D-Day event were missing. There was nothing
Yeah.
D-Day about it.
I guess
This,
we're gonna.
this is where I wanted to come on the show, not to criticize, but to provide good
Yeah,
feedback.
if we're gonna be super critical of it, which I think is I think Corey would, as long as it's constructive criticism, he's open to it.
Constructive. He
Is
was
that,
constructive. He did an amazing job.
you're right,
I'm not
it's-
taking-
It's funny that you mentioned that because I was thinking the same thing. It would be nice if the game started top to bottom the way it used to be, right? And then after maybe the first respawn, then it goes to the left and right of the field, like where our spawns actually were. But to start the game from the bottom of that hill and have no choice but to go up and get smoked 30 times before
I hate Hammer.
you actually get a chance to crest over, I think that would bring the essence of what D-Day used to be and what the event represents. And then obviously at lunchtime swap it around, and now you're at the top of the hill with your
agree.
reinforcements 500 feet back, and they have to run up to give you reinforcements, so that way you can hold the
Well,
hill.
they did. I think one of my favorite memories, and Nightmare, you were part of this. Brad, you were part of this. Alabasta Slim.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
this memory sucked.
It's
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
When we
I know
started,
what you're
there were
I need
15 of us.
all the celebs
versus-
at the top of the hill.
First strikes, and we were facing 400 players. You remember? We had to survive like 15 minutes. Drag Cam was supposed to come and reinforce. I missed that.
Yeah.
And
That was fun.
honestly, yeah, some of my favorite memories were
Yeah.
with Brian. Remember the
It's-
ambush, me and you and Greg Hastings?
Oh, dude, yes.
The
That
paratroopers.
video was the #1 paintball video for almost 5 years straight.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it safe to say that this year's D-Day almost felt a little too, maybe there's a better word for it, but almost a little too sterilized, too safe, too
Yeah.
sterilized,
I don't
too
think sterilized is a fair word.
too generic,
Yes.
generic big game.
Yes.
Hi, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say. I had a lot of fun. I'm not
Oh, no.
playing the event. I
We all
had
have
a
fun.
blast.
We all have fun. Yeah.
Yes,
But you're right. If you were to look at what's going on in the United States right now, as far as their big games go and like their objectives and what they're bringing on the field,
Like
yes,
Oklahoma
it
D-Day.
definitely missed.
Yeah.
It missed that big game feel. Like it was big. We had 600 players. It was big, but it was missing the little things that make it. Oh my God, this ain't
The
a
wow
walk.
factor, the APC on the field.
Yeah, the
and
wow,
how many
the
times
wow factor.
Yeah,
Yes.
the
that's-
tank on the
that's what it is, wow
field.
factor.
starting and climbing the hill and just knowing that
The
if you're
boats are
going
dead.
allied the start of the day, you're just gonna get wrecked, but you're pumped for it.
Yeah.
You know,
I would love that. That sounds awesome.
yeah,
it
it
That
was.
disgustingly fun.
It was a
Amazing.
blast.
I miss it.
And then,
By the way, sorry, I have to do a tangent for somebody because speaking of big game, we're trying to get one going here. So why don't you fancy lads come up and party with us? No, you can't. It's the end of the month.
it's so
the
close.
30th
It's
at
too far
AXP.
away, or it's too close.
It's too far, too close. We can't do it this year. But at AXP, they're doing a big game this year. I'm going to be there. Brad's going to try to be there,
Nope.
but I don't think he's going to be able to make it.
I've
Don't
taken
shake
too
your
much
head,
time off.
actually sell it.
At what field?
AXP,
Atlantic Extreme
AFP.
Paintball. It's it used to
Oh,
be
the old Memram Cook has been.
I've never
Charles,
played there.
it's a nice,
Like-
it's old school 90s.
It looks great, and
Yep.
I always wanted to play there when I lived on the East Coast, and not once did I ever make it out there.
it's a nice field.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're looking to run a big game. Now, big game is maybe not the right
100
term for it
100
because
players.
they're
Trying
no,
to get
he-
100 people here.
Exactly.
is
East
a big
Coast.
game in Moncton, in New
East Coast.
Brunswick.
Come on, like
You know that.
he's capping
Anywhere-
it at 35 or 40, isn't he?
If you get more, you get more.
Yeah,
what?
he's
Per
capping it.
side?
No, total.
Like, that's kind of strange.
Let me check. I think what he's
But,
very worried
yeah,
about
like-
is unbalanced teams, which is I mean, that's a legitimate worry.
Which is fine. So, but no, it's not, because if you run an event properly, I don't care how big of an event it is. When you're on the stage, everybody's in front of you. If you look at your registration numbers and you realize they're totally skewed, you look at the crowd, you divide it. You go, you guys are red, you guys are yellow. I don't care. That's
Problem
it.
solved.
yeah,
And you know as well as I do, friends are going to play with each other. People are
Yeah.
going to swap to the winning team. It happens on every game. So, like, no matter how hard you try to rebalance,
okay.
people are going to
Well,
do what the people
Charles
are
is
gonna
in the
do.
chat right
So you
now, and
need
he's
to have
just
a break.
He's just informing that there is no cap. So I just misunderstood.
Okay,
I just
there you go.
misunderstood the graphic because there was a graphic
Oh,
put
okay,
up
okay, okay.
that looks like it's capped
Ah,
because
gotcha.
it's got
Maybe it said
slots
no
with
tack
names.
caps. I don't know.
I think the King and Brad should make it to a Sega because
Dude, unless
I'm excited for
okay,
that.
this is me sounding
Dude,
like
I
a
think
spoiled.
is going to be bigger than D-Day.
This is me sounding like a
I'm going.
spoiled
It's my
brat.
first time. I'm excited. Zach, you're going too,
Me
right?
too.
They don't.
I'm absolutely,
Yes.
I'm absolutely sounding like a spoiled brat. But because I keep getting asked things, you're gonna make it to 0 hour, you're gonna make it to a saga, are you gonna make it this? You're gonna make until the fields start paying me to go places. I can only go one place, two places a year. Like
Yeah, it's fair.
it costs
Yeah.
me a lot of money to travel.
Have you thought about moving to Ontario?
I can't.
I think Ontario's full right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I
They don't
filled up
want
the
more
last
maritime
spot. Sorry,
risk
guys.
taking
I
jobs.
can only handle it. Night was the
Later.
last one.
yeah,
I
the
can't
train
handle
was
another
leaving,
one.
and I grabbed the caboose on the way in. So, like,
Sorry, he grabbed the last ticket.
Yeah, it's
You
but
can move to Quebec.
it
though.
just I can't.
Do we have
That's-
our neck?
no,
Dude, you don't want. He'd have to move straight to Montreal. He wouldn't survive anywhere else.
no.
Eat him
That would be
alive.
nice. You can get all the smoked meat you want.
Yeah,
I'm the
yeah,
one
but
with the
I
gas
just
problem,
I
not
think
him.
I'd love
if
to.
Brad moved to Montreal, his hopes and dreams of ever losing weight are out the window.
Yeah,
The amount of poutine and smoked meat that man's going to eat is like through the roof. Like he'll hit his protein intake.
I'd be dead in a year.
It's worth it. It's
End up looking like Homer from The Simpsons when he wanted the work from home job.
You know,
Stuck-
they considered him morbidly obese at 300 pounds.
Yep. Because that is.
I will start to
terrible.
GoFundMe for your moo.
Thanks.
Just
I'll
saying.
just go buy him a moo if that's what it takes, man.
YES. YES.
Right. But yeah, so that's. Oh God, I would love to go to all these places, but I can't. I can't afford it. I can't. It
Man,
sucks
I
so
really
much.
wish you could come out. Like, yeah, not to deviate away from how awesome DDay was and how much I can't wait for the next one. As you guys have already seen the picture of me waiting in my bed, all tucked in with my paintball gear. But Wasaga is the next big one on my list. I'm looking at it. I've got people, companies I haven't talked to in a long time, being like, "Are you going? Because I'm going to be there." I'm like, "Oh, you're going to be there."
You're gonna help me get there.
No, I'm just going to drive. That's it. But yeah, there's these HR Tactical, I think it is. HR, I can't remember. But yeah, they're going to be there. Intensity's going to be there. They asked me if I was going. So,
Yep.
By the way,
See, there it is again.
apparently I'm
Wolf,
gonna be
0
on a
hour.
banner.
Like,
What? No 0 hour. I can't. I tried.
I wish I
wanna
could
go.
make it.
So
it was
bad.
such a good time last year. Great time.
I was this close
really-
to going. This close to going to 0 hour.
You know what? We should all go next year.
I really want to go to Wasaga.
okay.
Let's do
Sorry,
it.
fellas.
Let's do it.
Not to cut everybody off, but we do
it's
need
that
to
time of the
wrap
hour.
up very, very quickly. So, thank you for coming on. For everyone who's hung out with us, we've got about 4.5 minutes. So
That's all the time I need.
I need half that. So we need. It's all about efficiency, bro. Efficiency. So all in all, sum it up, Tom. What was your take on D-Day? Quick, you got like 30 seconds.
Had a blast. The grumpy old man put on a wonderful little spread for us and kept us all fed and taken care of. Watching Willie Wobbles meet his hero and discover his love of speedball is what's gonna stay with me for the rest of till the next year. We do something better.
Love it. Zach, what do you got?
Well, D-Day has always got a special place in my heart, and it's the one game that I try as hard as I can to be at as often as I can be when it comes around. I think I've only missed 2, and one was out of my control, and the other one, well, that happened. So, I mean, I'm never going to stop coming back to this game. That's how much fun I have. So, I mean, that's all I can say, and big shout out to all of my friends that came out to play with me. The effing squad showed up. Geraldo was the man in the banana. He's my friend who was also at the event selling stickers.
Mm-hmm. Love it. Nightmare, or the artist formerly known as Nightmare.
Dude,
Don't forget that,
honestly, for anybody who hasn't been to D-Day, it is more than a paintball game. It's a paintball game. It's a party. It's a family reunion. And I've said this every single year. It is my chance and everybody else's chance to regroup from all over Canada and meet in one central location and just play paintball and laugh and have a good time. There's no drama. It is honestly one of the best events in Canada. And if you're not playing there, you're not playing at all.
Love it. Lead us out.
Shout out to Dave Marie, epic event. Thanks for everybody who worked on that event, referees, media. Shout out to Tonka, Pat McGoo. You guys made a great event. Hope to see you guys at Generals again. A lot of love for the Yellow Team. You guys are my paintball family. A lot of those guys are commanding crew. So much respect. I get it. You guys played hard on Saturday. Sometimes you got to take a break. Red Team, proud of you guys. Sorry if I yelled too much, but you guys did it. You guys fought hard, and I can't wait to be part of your little group again next year.
Love
And
it.
thanks to all of you guys. Had a great time with you guys. And Grumpy Old Man, thank you for letting me all those markers. I'm going to do the heart again because it was a great time.
So yes, it was an absolute blast. So thank you for everyone who hung out with us tonight, chatting, sharing, liking, all that jazz. And special thank you to everyone listening to us on 97.9 FM CHSR here in Fredericton. Find us on social media, Maritime Paintball Podcast. We're pretty much everywhere. Just look us up. You will find us. But that's it, folks. Until next week, cheers.